right now? Okay. Hello and welcome back. We are into the second game on our match against Southern Alberta. We are going right into it as Dipe is going up against their Palatina player. And we are in one of the village stages from Animal Crossing. Because, of course
yeah.
we are.
Palu is already putting out a very aggressive front on Dipe here, getting them up to 106 while playing at a very comfortable 12, but Dipe getting some damage out and bringing them up to 34. It's a really tough fight. You know, we saw a tough loss from Dipe during the last match against their Falco player. So, yeah, you know, they're still trying to recover from that. But still doing pretty okay for this fight. They're pretty high up in terms of damage right now, so
The resolution of the team is that they may have taken the first game, but that is the only game that they're taking. And that is a sentiment we share as well. And I have no doubt that our Vandals and Vandal fans watching us agree. So here we are, center stage. A nice tilt. Up smash.
I did not see. But you know, Falcon's been staying alive for a good while.
And
as I say that,
he loses
his first stock. That's great.
But you know what? As long as he can get some damage on Palatina, then this won't be too bad. Losing one stock is.
I mean, they've been able to get damage, but just not enough to take out a stock. You know, as we've been seeing. Oh, never mind. Was able to get 30 on him. Oh!
And that.
Oh my God. Okay, never mind.
That.
I take back everything I said. Dipe is God, I guess. Jesus. Oh my God.
Offstage battle is the best. I love seeing it. And honestly, capitalizing on this Palatina's just slight opening between like the teleportation and real recovery and capitalizing.
Yeah.
But then again, Falcon is once again at 119%. They're both at 2 stocks. Severe damage advantage in favor of the Trojans, but hopefully Captain Falcon can hang on just a little longer to maybe make a similar move to earlier. Nice Falcon kick. And once again in center stage, kind of dancing around each other, not making many moves, not much damage. Oh, until I say that. And a throw from Palatina takes out Captain Falcon's second stock. For some reason, Palatina decides to hang off the edge for a little bit, but a few combos bring the last stock on Falcon up to 47%.
Now, this is exactly what we saw during the last stock fight. You know, Dipe wasn't getting the kind of damage that he needed on Palatina to take off another stock. And, you know, it seemed like at some angles they were having trouble getting in and trying to go do things, essentially. Palatina really has good control on this fight, doing some good damage. But Dipe still putting out a very good fight, trying to balance out the damage here while still taking some hits from Palatina, and Palatina getting an up smash to finish off Dipe, leaving the score in the Trojans' favor at 11-9.
Yeah, so
yeah,
this
it's a
is
little rough. It's the
bit of
first time that the opponents have had the score advantage here.
second time.
No.
I mean, first time in the beginning, but second time tonight. They had the advantage during the last battle.
Oh, well, oh, yeah. But not after, like, a fight. That's what I meant.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But, so we will be moving. Oh, I loved the English that I just gave out there. Anyway, it will be Palatina against another one of our Vandals. Dipe was able to take off one of their stocks, so we'll be going in there with the stock advantage, which is really nice. Honestly, overall, I have more hope for our Vandals.
Yeah.
It looks like we might be staying on the same stage. But
I'm not sure who we're putting up next, though.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. There isn't much more to go on between these characters. We don't need to try and find out who they're going to put up. We might be putting up Asda.
Maybe. I'm not sure,
Asda,
though.
kind of. Wasn't it Asda against Palatina?
I believe so, yes,
Yeah,
during the
because they
last fight,
both.
and was able to do a pretty good impact against Palatina here. And now, since we kind of understand more of Palatina's fighting style, I wouldn't be surprised if we are a little more sharp against
Mhm.
her this time around, but I am not sure.
Yeah, so if it's Asda, we're going to be seeing possibly a repeat of the last game. Or we could put in Shiny Shoes and see a Rosalina against Palatina,
Mm-hmm.
which would also be interesting.
Mm-hmm. We saw a similar matchup earlier on against Rigby High,
Mm-hmm.
so wouldn't
So,
be surprised if we saw something like that again. But
I'd
none of us are really sure what's going on.
yeah, it's a little bit longer of a break than we're used to in between matches, but it looks like we're finally changing out our Vandals, and Dipe is Asda.
Yeah, called that perfectly.
I'm guessing we're going to be putting Hunter last. Hunter or Shiny Shoes are last, obviously, because we're already on the second player, but Hunter and Shiny Shoes are last. Probably Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going up against Palatina again. Palatina?
I've been saying Paula, but like it's not a UL, so I don't know.
So, Palu?
Maybe.
Palatina. Oh, and we're on Final Destination. Interesting. I believe this is a final fantasy map. We had a little bit of a button check in the beginning, but I think we're okay now.
So we're coming into this fight with Asda with full stocks. Meanwhile, Paula is playing with 2, and still putting some decent damage out on Asda, using their shield and spot dodges at the right moment to avoid a couple of his attacks. But still doing pretty good nonetheless. Why am I blanking? I was going to say something there. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Asda using a flurry of attacks on Polly's shield, meaning that none of them went anywhere. Kind of sucked, but that's okay.
It happens. I mean, the shield could have broken down, but it didn't. But
And Paulo has gotten some very good damage on Asda there, playing at 129 as opposed to Paulo's 48. You know, it's very dangerous, and Asda has not really been able to get back on stage to do damage to Palu here, which might be good for this fight if they're not able to take advantage of the stock there, which it doesn't seem like they are. You know, this is around what we saw with the last fight as well. You know, we were able to get Palu up into the 50s, and pretty much around there, they had gotten us into a point where, you know, they were able to take us off and, you know, leaving us to fight off of a fresh stock and then continuing to do more damage on us, you know, getting Asda up to 73% here, now 90, and just doing really well with the ledge guarding. Not really giving Asda an opportunity to get back onto the stage there.
I know this is probably not something that I should speculate, but this is a very different play style than I saw this Palatina playing last time. Were they sandbagged in the first game? Unlikely, but I mean, this is much more aggressive play style. It's much more util focused. Definitely a more effective use of these utils. That
taking
what
things a step up.
Like,
I can't really tell. I'm too tired to notice these kinds of things. But Paula is getting some decent damage on Asda. Meanwhile, Asda is struggling to find the pockets that he needs to get into to get some damage out on Palu. They were able to get a good up tilt there, but not enough to take Palu out, which is pretty annoying, I understand, but still really tough. The score advantage is still in the Trojans' favor. But, you know, Asda is doing their best to get some extra damage out on Palu there. You know, they're playing with 2 stocks.
and
Yeah, and
beautiful.
right there is able to take off the first stock for this fight. However, they're still playing at a disadvantage as Asda is on their final stock of the fight. And looking to get some extra damage. Reading that recovery really well to get some extra damage. You know, Palu finding that crit.
but not
but not
taken
enough
out.
to take off Asda there. Doing really good kind of so far, but you know, Palu is able to read them well enough to
Get a second
find their
crit.
recoveries and take off a second player, leaving the score, I believe it would be...
It's 10-6 now.
10-6, yeah.
In
Little
their
rough.
favor, this is almost a complete reverse of what we saw last game. Hopefully we can catch up here. Possibly Shiny Shoes coming in next. Actually, I predict Shiny Shoes coming in next. With Rosalina going up against Palutena, it's going to be different. That's for sure.
I would imagine so.
There we go. I know our players so well. Or maybe I just read Angelo's mind. Maybe I did that.
My water.
Did you forget to grab water?
Yeah, I forgot. No, I got my water. I just left it.
Would
no,
production
it's okay.
be nice
fine.
enough to throw it over here?
No, it's no,
Please?
it's fine. I can go and do it later. You don't have to get it.
It's water.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, but I left it over there. I can go get it later. It's not that big a deal. Yeah. You gotta flip it onto.
Oh, so close. Thank you, production. You were saying you needed water.
Yeah,
earlier.
I can go get it myself though, and I already had a bottle, so I'm not that panicked.
Water helps you wake up.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
The monster doesn't even help me wake up. Dude, caffeine doesn't do shit to me. Oh, come on. Sam has said worse. Sam has said much worse on the stream if you see our Sams. You've casted with Sam.
I have.
Yeah.
She does not curse around me.
Oh, around you. Sam has made an OnlyFans joke on stream with
I know,
me.
I saw that one. Let's just say it was continued.
Huh? Oh,
it was said like twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the continuation of that joke on my stream.
Oh.
But
yeah. No.
No bad
Sam's
words.
great. Love Sam.
I do love Sam. I cannot wait until we cast together again. It's going to be so much fun.
I don't know when. Do you want to take over for next Tuesday?
I can't do Tuesdays.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know.
All right, here we are on Final Destination once again. Rosalina against Palutena, taking off those first two stocks.
Mr. Game & Okay, so they picked Mr. Game & Watch for the either they picked it or that's just what it is, but the Game & Watch theme is playing right now, which is interesting for this stage and for these characters, but that's fine. I like the Game & Watch theme. It's very silly.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Now we see Rosalina getting some good damage on Palutena, but same from Palutena here. You know, it's kind of just back and forth for right now. Nothing is really happening that's too significant. Palutena is getting some okay damage on Shiny there, getting them up to 76 and doing a pretty decent job ledge guarding. Not really giving them an opportunity to get back on the stage, and even when they do, they still don't really have the grip that they need on the tempo of the fight to keep going there. So, you know, it's it's a little rough, but it is how it is, I guess. You know, Shiny is still playing with 3 stocks anyway. And this is the part where we're probably going to see Palutena take off a stock at Shiny, considering, you know, their patterns from the previous matches. But Shiny is still going really strong, getting some decent damage on Palutena there, and just looking for an opportunity to take off that final stock and finish off the fight against Palutena, and hopefully try to work towards bringing the score back in the Vandals' favor. You know, St. Alberta definitely does have the mental advantage here, having won the first game, which is definitely helping them through this fight here. But
honestly, Palutena is just good.
yeah, that is true. Palutena is a very good player, whoever they are.
Yeah, they're already at 118 on their last stock, so it's
definitely
definitely
much better
Rosalina's
than
favor.
what some of the other players have been able to do. And Shiny getting that up stock and finally able to take off Palutena,
Yeah.
bringing the score
5-9.
5-9. Yeah, it's still in the Trojans' favor, but hopefully this is the first step into bringing it back into our court.
I mean, we saw the recovery from them. It is possible. They had much similar differences in stock last game, but in reverse. So maybe win this one. I'm hoping we win this one. Always.
Obviously, it's understandable that the kind of mental diff here. You know, both players going in undefeated, or both teams going in undefeated during this season. Yeah, and whoever is able to take hold of that and make it their advantage is who usually wins these kinds of fights. So I'm hoping that the Vandals are able to pick it up a little bit more here and you know, bring the fight either a little closer or back into our favor. But who knows what's gonna happen?
I mean, they're either gonna bring in their Captain Falcon character or this isn't a dig at you. You're not forgettable, I promise. I'm just trying to think of the other person. Is it a K Rule? No, that's Rigby.
Yeah, it's Rigby. They have a
so they have a Falco
player, a Falco, a Falcon. They have Palutena, and then Hero.
Yes, Hero. Hero's probably gonna be next.
Yeah.
Against Rosalina once again.
Yeah.
Rosalina's on 2 stocks. Sorry, Shiny Shoes is on 2 stocks. Hero's going to be on all 3, so they will have the stock advantage, but you know what? Actually, I'm not going to go based on observations from last game, because Palutena shattered them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Just when you think you know what's going to happen.
Right? Smash Bros. At its finest.
Yes, definitely. I love Ultimate.
And we are once again in Final Destination. I feel like that's going to be the new small battlefield. But at least it's pretty to look at in the background changes.
Yeah, Hero is back up on the stage. It seems like Alberta is following the similar pattern of players from the last game here. So hopefully we're able to see Rosalina take this fight again as they were able to, I believe, against Hero, if I remember correctly.
So show some support, I can English, for Shiny Shoes as we go into the next battle, because we need it.
Yeah. But you know, Shiny is getting some pretty decent damage, getting in on Hero and getting some good damage out on him, I think is what I meant to say. I don't know. Getting him up to 59. We do remember, I believe, Hero was very susceptible to being taken off the stage. I'm pretty sure we saw Hero, or not Hero, Hunter play against Hero last game.
Right.
And, you know, Hunter was able to keep getting him off the stage, and Hero's ability to cover
was that?
Good, but, you know, not always where it needs to be. As you can see, Hero is up at 129 already. Meanwhile, Shiny is at 85.
I think his ability to recover is totally dependent on which skill he's currently using.
Yeah.
Like that bounce skill?
Yeah.
Fairly.
But Shiny answers the stock trade.
Yeah.
Bro, you're speaking Simlish to me. What are you saying?
Oh.
Yeah. That's real.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're being told that Hero's entire character is just one big cheese strat. And yeah.
That's fair. They're at 9 MP, 2 MP now.
Yeah.
That's pretty dangerous
Not
for them.
exactly sure why they used their heal ability, as they hadn't taken any damage up until that point, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, using Snooze is a good idea, but he was a little too far away.
Yeah. So, Shiny is back on Hero's ass, just getting some additional damage out, and not really letting up, but
Oh.
yeah, look at him go.
That
Shiny is
some
very
air
good
juggling.
at juggling, as we've seen in the past. And if Shiny is able to capitalize on that, they should be able to take another stock off of Hero there.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, losing Luma in the process, almost losing that recovery. But, you know, still able to get back on stage, still able to do a decent amount of damage, getting Luma back. And fought him pretty hard, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. 121% on Hero and 70 on our Vandals side. Things are looking in our favor, and we are now 1-1. Stock is even. Damage is now in favor of Hero, but you know what? I think Rosalina will be bringing that up pretty quickly. Unless that happens. Oh,
yeah,
but
I told
Rosalina
you.
stays in.
Shiny, Rosalina is a floatier character, a heavier character, isn't really affected by those crits as much as you might think, even when they're on a vulnerable part of the stage. Now, sorry, I was swallowing popcorn. You know, Shiny is looking for an opportunity to get back in on Hero, get some extra damage out, and try and do just a little bit more fight in here. Doing the understage travel move, which I wasn't expecting from them at this point in the fight. Definitely a risky move with how far up they are, but maybe an attempt to get Hero off the stage once more. I'm not really sure what the intention was, but
Honestly,
they're not dead, so.
Never is. Always succeeds on that. Scary for me, but.
No, that was scary for me that time, shit. But, yeah, no, just this still going off and getting some damage out on Hero there. But a very annoying move. Is able to take another stock off of Shiny, leaving the score far in the Trojans' favor. I'm pretty sure it's
3-4.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, never mind.
I think. Wait, no. It's 3-7. It's 3-7. I was redoing the math in my head.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's 3-4. That's crazy.
But yeah, it's 3-7. That means they have an entire player ahead of us. Actually, no. 2.
That's okay. We're better. Built different.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Hunter just.
Yeah,
sweep.
we're just gonna Hunter. We're just gonna have Hunter.
A Hunter sweep.
Yeah.
I believe in that.
Hunter's gonna go in, not miss a single shot, hit every single frame, take off the stock, take off another player. It's gonna be easy. Hunter sweep.
It's going to be a Falco v Falco in the end.
I believe so. If
Yeah.
we're going with the same order, it's gonna be a Falco v Falco. And then it'll turn out to be who's the better Falcon player.
I can get behind that. Yeah. And it's obviously Hunter.
It's obviously Hunter.
I don't have any anxiety whatsoever.
It's kind of hard casting bad games like this, huh?
I do cast Rocket League.
Hey, those aren't all bad.
Oh, yeah, I know, but we have some serious losses sometimes.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't cast
experienced
CS
some
normally.
serious losses. I don't care about CS.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing over there.
I'm glad we don't, or at least I don't cast Overwatch either. Taking off that second stock and heading straight into battle.
I've had to cast for, like, FIU, which was our first loss. And obviously we experienced the George Fox loss together.
Yeah.
Against our Valorant team.
We weren't casting, but we were there witnessing it. Or at least I was hearing it, but I wasn't able to watch it. I was doing our cycling thing in the very back corner.
Yeah. But as, you know, exactly as I said, Hunter is able to get in and do some good damage. Not as much as Hero, as you can see, Hero is up 45 there against Hunter's 55. But Hunter doing some good damage and trying to bring that back into his favor. as a hero messes around and tries to pick what ability he's going to use next, I guess.
The thing is, one major struggle that Falco's having right now is not able to keep Hero in the air. Not able to keep that juggling, those juggling combos up, and that's really hurting how much damage he's able to impart.
Yeah, that's true. You know, we see Hunter use those a lot, those kinds of combos, and even though the damage advantage is still in Hunter's favor.
Oh, see, that's what I meant.
Never mind, there was no but.
Yeah.
He didn't lose a stock.
He did not lose a single stock, and that's what we needed. It is now... Oh, sorry, it is 3-6.
Yeah.
They have 2 more players. Come on, Falco. Come on, Hunter. You got this.
And Hunter's going to 3-stock this guy because he's going to be distracted by something. I don't know, buddy.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. In Alberta, maybe not, but who knows?
Tornado. I'm hoping for anything right now. Power outage.
Do not say that this week.
Not for us.
But still, you're gonna jinx.
Can't even knock on the wood. I got a pound on it, dude. That is, you cannot be saying that. Oh, my God. With how things have been going for us this week, oh, God.
If Southern Alberta is watching us, we've been having problems with our gas.
Yeah.
All over campus. Actually, all over the region.
Yeah, that's
and
bad.
It's getting cold. So that's been our issues. And more things can happen because it's November in Idaho. Actually, it's Idaho. So, yeah. I guess you haven't experienced Idaho winters yet, have you? No.
It's not like I haven't experienced a cold winter before.
Oh, it's not that it's cold. I mean, it can get cold and it can get snowy, but
Yeah. I've lived in a mountain town.
yeah.
That's what's so great about California. We have, like, a bunch of biomes. We have pretty much every biome except for swamp. That too.
Yeah, we got that too.
Yeah, if you go to, like, La Brea. Yeah. We have these things in LA called the La Brea Tar Pits.
Oh yeah, I know about the tar pits.
Yeah, they're cool. What am I talking about? I haven't been to one.
Yeah.
I've heard they're cool, though. My mom tells me how cool they are.
Yeah.
She's very much a nature science person.
That's awesome. Actually, I've been wanting to visit tar pits, but for various different reasons. Anyway.
I don't trust you with that. I do not trust you.
But Idaho has desert, forest, mountain everywhere, desert, lake, humid, and bowl.
Bowl?
Pocatello is a bowl.
It's just a bowl?
Essentially, if you think about the geography.
It's like a valley inside of a mountain, but it's
Yeah.
like surrounded by mountain. So,
But
okay.
it's like a bowl.
Well.
And it sucks. Well, it's more like that. Oh, yeah. Nampa. Nampa's Nampa. You don't go to Nampa. It exists.
And Fruitland.
Oh, don't talk about Fruitland to me. Okay, so I have some friends who are friends with people from Fruitland. Really nice people. Hate their town. I hate going to Fruitland. Oh, sorry. Caldwell's interesting. Nampa's no fun. Garden Valley, don't go. Boise's okay. Pocatello, boring. Twin Falls, really boring. Ada County in general, no thank you. Yeah, Ada County drivers. Sorry for the Ada County drivers that are here. Awful drivers. Awful.
The posh people of LA, but much worse. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What else? We have a bit of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We have a bit of Yellowstone.
Mhm.
I love how many forests we have. It's nice. I love how we have a large variety of predators.
Yeah, that's true.
bears, coyotes, cougars,
We just have annoying people.
wolves, hawks,
The majority of people in California
rattlesnakes.
probably should not have licenses.
That's fair.
And we have a mass amount of nature and stuff like that. You would, I mean, like if all you understand of California is just like LA, that's pretty much just SoCal, and that's not even all of it. Because then you've also got like what, San Diego.
I actually have family down in Discovery Bay, and I visit them occasionally. I love going down there.
Production is telling me that NorCal solo SoCal, and like in terms of nature and stuff, yes, that's very much true. It's so much prettier. In terms of living, I prefer SoCal.
And it looks like Captain Falcon is going up against Falco again, so we're going to say Falcon and Hunter. Falcon and Hunter once again.
Once again, I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate this.
Okay.
But yeah, Falcon is getting some good damage on Hunter here, but Hunter is able to come out and get some good damage on Falcon here as well. The fight is still relatively even, not too much is happening right now. Falcon is getting up in the 35 against Hunter's 25, but still not a significant amount. There's the significant amount. Hunter just going crazy, getting Falcon up into 94. And Falcon just now finding a few windows to take advantage of and get some damage out here. But, you know, the fight is still very much in Hunter's favor as we approach into these higher damage percentages here. Both players are playing with 3 stocks, but it's still in Alberta's favor. Remember that Alberta is playing with 6 stocks. Meanwhile, we are playing with our final 3. And Hunter is able to... Oh! That was... Oh!
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh.
That
Was beautiful. That was excellently
I want
played.
to see more of that.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to need a lot more of that. Even though Hunter is playing up in a very high damage percentage, you know, Falcon is getting a little greedy, going out for punches that he probably should not be going out for. But, you know, he can afford to do it, honestly. He can afford to do it. And, you know, Falcon is not doing too great this fight, it doesn't seem. But, you know, Hunter has lost their first stock, meaning that the Vandals just have 2 stocks left to try and bring it back, hopefully bring it up to game 3. And it's, oh, God, Hunter is just doing that excellent. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's, oh.
We enjoy that so much.
I love
Preventing
Hunter.
recovery is great.
That's just awesome. And Hunter is still going insanely strong. Falcon dodging one of their, you know, bullets, but still just going off. Dude, it's been like 30 seconds and Falcon is already at 110. What the hell, dude?
Falcon
oh
is
my
not
God.
playing around. We are going to the next one at 3-2. It's going to be a Falco fight. And
What
honestly,
the hell?
we have...
Okay, so we're on our last players once again. Falco is playing with their final 2 stocks, and Alberta is playing with their final 3 stocks. We're about to see a Falco Ditto here, which I'm very excited for. I don't think that we've seen that on the channel thus far, but the way that Hunter played that was excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was going to happen.
Sorry,
I said it, you know, that he was going to be distracted the entire time, and Hunter
yeah,
was just going to
definitely.
take him out. But this is like we're kind of seeing a repeat of what we were able to do against Alberta earlier on in the season. We
mean-
saw that Hunter sweep, and
Oh, they were the
I'm
Hunter
pretty
Sweep?
sure they were the team because they were.
Oh, yikes.
Alberta's, I think, B team was the team that we played against first, like way early on in the season. I think they were our first game, and that was the Hunter sweep, and that set off the pace for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so excited about that. You know, that is That is really, really good. Now, obviously, it is very stressful for both parties here. Southern Alberta is fighting for that second point, and the Vandals are fighting for their first point, trying to bring the game up to Game 3. Hunter is fighting with 2 stocks. Meanwhile, the Alberta Falco, is fighting with 3. Hopefully, they're going to be able to get in and do the damage that they need to do to, take this game and bring it up to Game 3. I'm very excited for how this matchup is going to go. What are you expecting out of this, Amelia?
To be honest, there's not a lot that I can say about their opponent, Falco, because we weren't able to see much of their gameplay last time.
That's true.
However, going up against our Falco is going to significantly shift their play style and their strategies. And we are going into a village,
Village
stage
map
with moving secondary platforms, which will also shift how they play against each other. And honestly, it's either or with an advantage towards Alberta.
I'll throw a lot on the line for both teams here.
And here we are.
Yeah. The 2 taunts starting off the fight here.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I have cheese in my mouth. I'm going to take a sip of water and let Amelia take over for me for a minute here.
Yes, so we are ledge guarding at the moment. And we get some up tilts. Nice combat center stage. Going back and forth with damage, but the Trojans are laying some severe hits on Hunter. It's not looking great. But that was
dirty.
That was a reverse of what we saw in the last game of Falco not allowing our Hunter. Sorry, I was going to say our Falco, but I said Hunter instead. Anyway, our Falco recover, and now we are down to 1 stock to 3. God, this is not feeling good.
And even then, they were able to go off just like way too fast. As you can see, Hunter is playing at 89% here, and even though the enemy Falco is playing at 106,
they still have all 3 stocks. And I would like to point out, enemy Falco was dodging the juggling attempts of Hunter, which is insane. And with
that's game. That is that was very fast. That was admittedly fast.
This is our first actual loss
of
the season. So we officially take 2nd place.
Yeah, which is fine. We have secured our spot for the playoffs. So if there's no break in between how this happens, I think we immediately start playoffs.
Yeah, I think next week we'll be going into playoffs.
Yeah, so
I was thinking if next week we were going into Thanksgiving break, but that's the week after.
Yeah, very excited about that. Going home to visit some family and having a nice time back in the warm, sunny Los Angeles.
Same, but it's still cold back home. So
yeah, that's fair. But
I'll be all right though.
Thank you for joining the stream.
We loved having you.
Thank you for coming and supporting us. I don't know if we're gonna do an interview, but I'm gonna have Amelia keep you company while I go check in on that.
Yes.
I have stuff to throw away anyway.
So this was a really intense game. Lots of exciting strategies and plays, lots of matchups we weren't expecting. We played against a character that we had never seen before today at least. We saw them against Rigby earlier during the scrims, if you saw that other video. But you know what? Our Vandals played really well. This was also an undefeated team. So it wasn't that we're not a good team, obviously. We've seen our previous matchups against everybody else in our league, and we dominate. Our first loss, just in general, was tonight, and I think our Smash team really learned something about their characters and their playstyle, and it looks like we might have an interview. Okay. We'll be interviewing the Smash coach, Angelo. He'll be joining me really shortly, and he's here. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. That was a hard game for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That was definitely the best team that we've fought so far, for sure. That was really tough. We pulled out everything, and they definitely got us, but we're interested in playing with them more for sure.
So, just thinking in the tournament coming up, you're probably going to be going up against them sometime soon again. How would you change your approach?
I think we found out that we had a few bad matchups that we need to work on for sure. But thankfully, we still have a hidden ace on our team, a really good player that we haven't revealed yet. So we'll maybe bring them out next time we play. But it was good to see what they had on the field, what we're working with.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. And what strategies will you employ? Like, did you learn any strategies for? I know we had some repeat characters, like the opponent Falco and the opponent Captain Falcon. Any moves they did that you found interesting or wanted to add to our arsenal, or was it mostly the same?
Skill level was really similar. It felt like in matches like those where you're fighting the same character as you, it's just relying on like a lot of instinct and reading your opponent in the moment, because you just have to find out what you can do better. And it's a little hard to explain, but it's simple. It sounds simple, but it's not. It's just you have to try to outread your opponent, and it's difficult.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
And you guys have a good night.